Today we're going to take a look at the story of a darts player who made Michael van Gerwen very angry during a game. Jules van Dongen is a darts player who was born in the Netherlands in 1990. Jules was gifted a dartboard as a child and played regularly to avoid studying. He moved to the USA in 2013 and initially competed in amateur events in Missouri, travelling with some other Dutch expats. Jules had little success at those events, but his darts career took off in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's because Jules worked in hospitality at the time and had lots of time off during the lockdowns, allowing him to practice a lot and play online before playing in some bigger, in-person events when they returned. Van Dongen chose to represent the US rather than the Netherlands in darts, but uses the nickname the Dutch Dragon. His big steel tip breakthrough came in 2021 when he played in CDC School, which was held online due to COVID. In the second event, he went on a run to the semis, ending with back-to-back 87 averages. As one of the semi-finalists, he was awarded a CDC Tour card, allowing him to play in their USA Tour events. Jules missed the first block of events, but then debuted at the CDC's match play event, where he made an instant impact and picked up the title, beating the legend Larry Butler 8-7 in the final and posting an average of 104 in a whitewash win in the semis. He made his CDC Tour debut at 3 straight events in September, where he reached a quarter-final before making back-to-back finals. He'd improved a lot since Q School and was now posting some averages in the mid-90s. Away from the CDC, he had great success in the WDF, winning his first title in June at the Cherry Bomb International, securing him a spot at the World Masters. He won his second title in July at the Charlotte Open, which he chose to play in over the first 3 CDC events. After that win, he moved up to 19th on the race for Lakeside, and it was looking like he could qualify for the WDF Worlds. He secured qualification for Lakeside in November when he won a WDF Gold ranked event, the Seacoast Open. His 3 WDF titles in 2021 saw him take the joint most title wins of any male player, a record he shared with Andy Bartons. During that year, he also managed to hit a 9-darter in a webcam game that was streamed live on Facebook. Jules began 2022 by attending PDCQ school for the first time over in Germany, where, on the first day, he got one of the easiest wins in PDC history as his opponent forfeited after throwing just 3 darts and scoring 18. Jules said that the player even brought him a beer to score the next game on the board for him. Across the rest of stage 1, Jules did enough to score 7 points and finish 11th on the order of merit, seeing him easily qualify for the final stage, where PDC Tour cards were up for grabs. Jules won 3 games on the first day, before then going on a great run to the final on day 2, where he faced Brian Rahman in a battle for a tour card. Rahman won 6-4, but after Jules managed to win 2 games on the following day, it was confirmed that he'd done enough to secure a tour card with a day to spare. Following the success, Jules said that he wanted to commit fully to the tour instead of working on the side, meaning that he was going to practice much more. After losing in the first round of 3 of the first 4 Plays Championships, Jules made his PDC major debut at the UK Open, where he began with a game against Mario van der Behara on the Stream Stage 2. The game went to an 11th and deciding leg, in which JVD took out 1-4 on the ball to win his first major game. Jules made his televised debut in the next round when he faced Connor Scott on the main stage. Jules lost that game 6-3. After some more poor Pro Tour results, which saw him win just 1 game in 7 Plays Championships, it was time for him to make his World Championship debut at Lakeside in the WDF event, which he qualified for in 2021. However, there was a problem, as Jules was one of 7 qualifiers for the event to have won a PDC Tour card at the start of the year, meaning that he would be unable to appear in the WDF event due to the PDC rules. But the PDC granted all 7 players a one-off exemption to appear at Lakeside, as the event had been moved from its initial date due to the pandemic. Jules was the number 11 seed for the event and drawn against Dutchman Ryan de Vrede for his first game. The first set went to a 5th leg, where Jules went 1-0 down. The game was then paused for an extended period due to technical issues with the broadcast of the event. When the game got back underway, Jules could only win 1 of the next 3 sets, meaning that he lost 3-1 in what was considered an upset. However, the technical issues meant that fans watching on Eurosport were unable to view the sets after the break. The problems meant that the final game of the evening, which was meant to come up next, was postponed. Just a few days after that disappointing World Championship debut, Jules beat Rusty J. Rodriguez and then Nathan Rafferty to qualify for his first EuroTour event, the Czech Darts Open. He faced Brett Claydon in Prague on his EuroTour debut and managed to win 6-2 to set up a round 2 meeting with Rob Cross. Despite improving his average by 7 points, Jules lost 6-2 to the 2018 World Champion. Following his EuroTour debut, it was time for Jules to make his World Series debut at Madison Square Garden in the US Darts Masters, which he automatically qualified for as one of the North American tour card holders. It was in that tournament that he had his funny incident with Michael van Gerwen. JVD faced MVG in round 1 and it was Mighty Mike who got the better start, going 3-0 up. Jules then got his first leg on the board to make it 3-1, and throughout the following few legs, he began to roll the crowd up to gain support, annoying Van Gerwen. Jules eventually managed to take out 65 to make it 5-4. However, MVG then broke through to secure a 6-4 win. Despite the tension, the players shook hands and looked okay on the stage. However, Van Dongen has since said that when they got backstage, Michael was very irritated at how he'd whipped up the crowd. He said that during the game, Michael was yelling at the crowd, telling them that Jules was also Dutch. When interviewed by Online Darts following the game, MVG was asked about how Jules used the crowd, and Michael said that he'd done it as he only had 20% of the talent that he has. Responding to the quote, Jules, in a now deleted tweet, compared Michael to an expletive and said that he played with his heart, and whilst he might not have the talent, he was enjoying everything. Later on in the event, Jules was spotted in the crowd, holding up a funny sign, saying that Michael was 1% as good looking as him. Van Dongen even took some photos with the sign with fans. Jules also auctioned off his match-worn shirt from the game with 20% in a reference to MVG's comment going to Make-A-Wish Netherlands and the rest going to another charity. Mike responded, saying that in fairness, it was a classy move. After some more poor floor results, Jules finished that year having earned just under £9,000, failing to qualify for either the Players' Championship Finals or Ali Pali. That left him with lots of work to do in his second year if he wanted to retain his tour card. He did have a much better second year, managing to qualify for 3 EuroTours, one of which he managed to reach the third round of. Jules also qualified to make his debuts at the Players' Championship Finals, where he lost 6-1 to Damon Heta in round 1, and the PDC World Championship, where he disappointingly lost 3-1 to Darren Pennell at the same stage. That meant that despite him earning around £38,000 more than in his first year, Jules finished his second year ranked 78th and lost his tour card. However, at Q School at the start of this year, Jules was able to finish second on the EU Order of Merit, securing an immediate return to the Pro Tour. Off the back of that, he was signed by Winmore, a big move. Jules is always exciting to watch, and he could now be a fixture on the tour for many years to come. Let me know in the comments below what you think he could achieve in the PDC. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe as it really helps the channel out. Also, turn on notifications by hitting the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Finally, leave a like if you found this story interesting.